Welcome back to Hot Dog Sports, episode 2 coming at you. Today's show will actually be done by one. Brandon is currently at Berry College watching football, and Jesse's had a long day of wrestling tournaments. So I will be doing the show solo. And unfortunately, Tuesday we ran a show, and the audio was terrible. It was not good. So we ended up trying to reschedule to do it again, and Thursday didn't work. Um, Jesse's wrestling practice, he couldn't get away from that in time, and today didn't obviously work either. So I just kind of told the boys, "Hey, I'm gonna do a solo show tonight. That way I can keep a consistent thing going for Hot Dog Sports." So I figured I'd use today as kind of like my own segment to review the 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 detrimental beatdown between the Dogs and Ole Miss. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to dive in and talk about that and give my thoughts and opinions, as I know many Dogs are frustrated after today's loss. UGA 10-28 Ole Miss beat down in Oxford, Mississippi. Not fun to watch. Not a lot of good going on with this Dog team, man. It's been a weird season, you know. Haven't quite gotten to hear yet what Kirby's saying after seeing the game, but I know that Dog fans are not happy at the moment. You know, start off with the obvious. You know, Carson Beck. All eyes have been on him. Okay, I don't feel that Beck played a terrible game. I think obviously there were parts around him that really made it hard to be successful today in that offense. I'm not excited with the play calling that we're seeing. It seems so um, basic, very, very vanilla play calling. It almost seems just like we were trying to coddle Beck due to his struggles recently. I mean, dude's got 12 picks already. Um, and today, the offensive line, man, just like musical chairs was the best way I heard it explained. You know, guys were moving. Parts were, I don't know how healthy Ratledge leads on for people to believe. Um, and I know Green and whoever the other guy was that was just getting whipped on the outside. And I know Ole Miss has a very strong defensive line, but there was no excuse of that beat down in the trenches because we honestly couldn't do anything. Turnovers. Beck was a couple fumbles, a few fumbles from Frazier, or excuse me, a couple fumbles from Frazier, but we jumped on the second one. Um, INT that was, you know, hit up in the air on Beck. Um, it's just a desperate offense. Even when you get in the red zone, you still feel tight. Like there's not a superstar standing out on that team, and it's kind of sad to say because I do feel like we have superstars in that backfield. You know, with Trevor Etienne, I think another guy that's been a little beat up lately, and Nate Frazier, the freshman, who he runs like Sonic the Hedgehog. You know, his legs are just turning right, and this offensive line not as good as we've seen in the past for the Dogs, and it doesn't seem like he's got um, many lanes to run through. Right, I feel like he's constantly just bouncing off guys as soon as he gets the ball, or trying to find a hole or make a hole. You know, I know early on in the season, Branson Robinson was getting some heat, but same kind of thing. It just felt like Branson wasn't getting too many holes. Another guy that is a very successful or can be a very successful running back for the Dogs that had some struggles. Um, and for this Dog team so far that we've seen, it's like you don't know what Georgia team you're going to get, if that makes sense. It's that team that you watch play Texas, right? And that defense came out and just lit it up, right? It was a little bit of a different defense tonight. I don't know what's going on. I don't understand the struggle. Um, it, the Dogs started off and Ole Miss spotted us 7, right? First 3 plays, we're getting to Jackson Dart. Dan Jackson makes a pick. We run the ball down their throat. Touchdown. Boom. Dart's hurt. Freshman comes in, walks down the field on us. Touchdown. And it was just like, from there on, it was like, well, what just happened? Right? Dart coming back in, my initial reaction was like, okay, obviously this dude's the man. He's gimping. Freshman just did a great job, but okay, they bring him back in. Dude's the leader of men, right? Jackson Dart goes out there and says, I'm the guy. Obviously, you guys, I am the best quarterback in the nation, right? And that could be a stretch, but Jackson Dart's a winner. Jackson Dart has the fire that I wish we could see Carson Beck have, right? I don't know what's being said on the sideline with 3 minutes to go and you're down 18 and Beck and Rashad are over there talking and Beck's, smiling and laughing. Okay. I mean, I don't know if this is him trying to, I guess, take a different approach so he's not trying to beat himself up too much. But down 18 in a pretty big game, and your head guys over there, chunking it up and laughing. And something that the commentators kind of brought up during the game was Beck's goals for the year. His first goal, Heisman, right? And McElroy and them on the announcement made it pretty obvious. That's out, right? That's out of the window. No chance of that. His other goal was to be a first rounder. Coming into the year, I thought there's no way Carson Beck's not the first pick of the draft. Dude projects as a NFL quarterback. He's tall, he's smart, great arm, probably the best arm action in college football. I mean, throws a beautiful ball, just not a winner. And that could be a bold statement to say, but so far what we've seen this year, Dogs have 2 regular season losses. Georgia fans have not seen a regular season loss in quite some time. Okay. And then his third goal to win a natty. Watching this team is starting to feel more as that seems far-fetched, right? And I'm not an expert by any means. I'm not a head football coach of, a top college football team in the nation, right? I can't make adjustments. I know Kirby Smart can. I know he can. But I don't know what adjustment he's going to make or what can be made this year, or if he feels that there's something that can be made. Kirby is all about getting better, right? And going forward, I don't know what you look at, to start emphasizing to these guys that we have to focal point something to just get better at. Like there's so many missing pieces to this puzzle, right? The musical chairs of the offensive line, the drop balls, the Carson Beck forced interceptions, right? And we didn't see that as much tonight. You did see him take care of the ball a little bit better, even with that INT that didn't feel like it was his fault, obviously. But there's a chunk missing. And our offensive coordinator and our offense are not meshing together. We're not playing complementary football. The defense came out and kind of sold tonight, right? And you go in to play Oxford at Ole Miss, I would probably say it needs to be a high game. The defense, yes, got whipped at the line of scrimmage, right? They also held them to some crucial field goals. And there's, the football is a game of momentum, right? And if you got momentum, you can score, right? And you can, run the game how you want. We can't get momentum. We're not scoring the football. I felt like there was momentum right away as soon as the game started. I was like, all right, about to be a beat down. Beat down went the other way. The Georgia offense, it's got to find something. I also don't know how the development is in the backups. Gunnar Stockton, Jaden Rashada. We heard a little bit of Kirby Smart in a press conference this week. Talk about how, guys are taking good notes. Brian Puglisi taking good notes. They're getting there to run scout team against the number one defense. That's great stuff. Every day you go in to practice against the number one defense, especially at the University of Georgia, you've got to be getting better, obviously, right? I want to know what the confidence level is in these backups, or if there is none. My sources, I've heard many good things about Gunnar Stockton, and that is somebody that I'm going to be continuously high on because I think that guy is just a straight up leader. And Jaden Rashada, the new guy that's come in, don't know much about him. I know he started for 2 or 3 games for Arizona State. He had 3 picks, but obviously high talent football player. And what worries me going forward in the year is quarterback is such a huge position, and Kirby is all about experience. Well, you're going to have 3 guys on your bench without experience. So you have to kind of look to see that Kirby may be hitting the portal for next year. Will Bobo be around next year? If Bobo's around, I personally feel that Gunnar Stockton will be QB1 next year. Because Gunnar originally was committed to go to South Carolina. Bobo comes over to Georgia. The Stocktons and the Bobos are, close family friends. Stockton follows him to Georgia. You hear good things, but it just kind of makes you question what's going on. And it could just be an overreaction. It could be. Or it could be we've taken a loss to Alabama. Our QB1, who was supposed to be Superman this year, has thrown 12 picks. Seems very not confident in his team. And that's not, saying that's a vocal thing. It's just kind of a body action thing. It's kind of a play calling thing. And we see one game, we come out, we throw the ball 50 times, and the next game, throw the ball, 31 times. 31 times is obviously the much better balance that we need. But Beck today threw the ball 31 times, completing 20 of those for 186 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. Not successful. Is it all Beck's fault? Again, today, I don't think Beck played that bad of a game. I think we had some drops. I don't think the play calls are complementing our team very well. And I'm just speaking on what I'm saying, right? Not a professional, just an outsider's opinion. We all can have our own different opinions. I will be getting Brandon's opinion more later. I will be getting Jesse's opinion more later. And I'm sure Tuesday we plan on talking a little bit more about this game and reflecting more on all of college football. But I just felt like that today, after this game, I wanted to kind of keep a series of videos going out weekly. And I think today would be a good. I thought today was a good opportunity to jump on here and kind of express how I'm feeling about the Dawgs. Because I know a lot of Georgia fans out there are frustrated. I myself being one of them. But the good news is Kirby Smart is your head coach. He's the best coach in college football. Just anybody that can find an answer, it'll be him. We've got the resources. Obviously, Kirby has spoken on not feeling that he's got the depth in every position. So I don't know the adjustments they're going to make. But if there's anybody that can find an adjustment to make, it's Kirby Smart. So next week, the Dawgs are hosting the University of Tennessee at home. Stakes are probably going to be pretty high. I don't know how the situation is going to cut out for the Dawgs to make the SEC championship anymore, or what that reality even looks like. That is something that we'll talk more about on Tuesday as well. But going forward, offense is going to have to figure it out. If we got to make a run, something's going to have to change. Don't know what that's going to be, but I hope that the guys getting paid millions of dollars can figure it out. But yep, that's all I had to share today. Hopefully Hopefully next week we can bring it to Tennessee. I look forward to Tuesday's segment, and I appreciate you guys all watching. All right, go Dogs. See you guys later.